Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodity Futures Report for Wednesday, August 17. Starting with the bonds here, we've been looking at an ABC for wave 4 here. It's all looking pretty good, but this little move to the upside here is not really displaying a nice impulse wave, so I'll keep a bit of an eye on that. In Australia, our bonds that we track, same pattern, do have a nicer 5-wave structure up here, so we'll just chill on this, and we know wave 4s can get complicated, but yeah, once we've got support on 3%, we can certainly, well, taking this top out here would force this to be an A and a B and a C, because really it could be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2, and and coming on down further. That's the reality. But taking this top out of wave B here will confirm that that's a correction, and then also confirm that we'll be making a new high, and we can look at these yields going up to 4%. But the structure here, as I mentioned before, as 1 and 2, and going up for wave 3 up here, is looking really good. All of this as 1 and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's all looking pretty good. So yeah, just stay on track with that. Just keep an eye on it. The US dollar index here, as you know, I've been looking for a top here, and I can't confirm it. I could look at this as an impulse wave structure, as a down for 1 here, an A and a B and a C, back for wave 2 and come down, but it's also got some connotations of being a corrective pattern and can make further highs. So I still haven't sort of figured out. I'm counting this little structure up here, but that's not going to be helpful. Once it gets sort of support on this zone here, then we can confirm that it's bullish at that point. But I should be able to do that earlier in that. If we finish this impulse wave up here and get an ABC back, we can go long on the B wave, and that should settle that. There's not much clarity coming from the euro or the pound in their inverse patterns on this. So I'll have to wait. In fact, they're looking kind of corrective, really. So, well, the pound's looking bearish. Bullish. Sorry. Let's just. Where is that pound? I won't go into it because I'll go down to a rabbit hole. I'll just have to say I don't have it sorted yet, but I'm exploring. Okay, over to the gold market, and just keeping it really simple. We should actually just, we're on 10k ticks. We should just go to the weekly chart here, because it's pretty exciting what's going on at the moment with gold. So this is the situation here at the moment, just on the weekly chart to get a bird's eye view. So the A, the B, and the C wave here, and we've got 5 waves to the upside here. So once this 5 waves is completed, so we're pulling back for an ABC pattern, so we'll look to go long. But we also have to be careful as well. We do have 5, that is a top, and we do have 5 waves down here. So we also need to look, have our eyes wide open as an A and a B and a C coming up here, as a corrective move, and then down again. Now, of course, you don't want to hear that, but it's my job to open the other eye and keep an eye on that, So that's the reality. But we'll see how quickly this moves to the upside. If it displays like 3rd wave price behavior, then that will be handy. So let's just go back to this little area in here for that. I mean, if this low is in place, we'll be looking at 2.3 at least. So back to 10 here. And off that low, what we're talking about just here, we're looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And we can put wave 5 over here. We can put wave 5 here. I just don't like spikes, that's all. And we can also put wave 4 here to make that wave 5 here. So there's a couple of ways to do all that. But as I've been harping on about, it doesn't really matter too much for me anyway, because what I'm looking for is a more mature wave pullback here. So it's pulling back, it's doing all the right things. You could look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 down for the A wave here, but even still it doesn't matter. We're not going to trade, we're not interested in it yet. We need this rally for wave B, and then we need this wave C here, and this wave C will be in 5 waves, and then we're going to look to buy at the low. Because of the 5 wave move here, that means that we can use that as supporting evidence to buy on the 60, 50, 60% retracement level. We'll be looking for 5 waves from B to C, and then we'll also be building in over here. You don't have to you know, make a big bet right on the turn, but just edge your way in and edge, and that's what we'll be doing. We'll just keep building positions in this space here as we become more confident, and so on. And as I mentioned, this move up here could be an A wave and a B wave and a C wave up here. So we'll look at the speed in which this goes. If it's really lazy and struggling, we'll go, oh, okay, well, we'll need to look at it probably as a C wave. But if we get some sort of reasonable move to the upside, well, then we'll continue with our buying campaign. So that's that. Silver's much the same as well. So there's a couple of different ways to look at that. We could even get one more little top here for this because it's just not finished very well. It does make a nice ABC for the 4th wave here and the 5th wave, but we kind of got to drag it in with gold. Either way, we're not ready yet. It hasn't matured. We could call that wave A. We'll have a look at wave B here and wave C. So a little bit more work to be done here. I just want this to mature a little bit more, and then we can make some hard decisions on that. And moving over to the energy sector. So with the energy sector here, the XEL here, we're all looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here. My C wave is not going very well because it's pulled back a bit deeply here, but I'll just assume that it's a 4th wave. But otherwise, if it's any further drop, we'll have to look at it as a WXY, but still needs to move up a little bit further here for this. So if this becomes a tested support on top of 80 here, then we'll look at being bullish at that point and go to the upside. But my fear is that this is an A and a B and a C wave here, and we still got one more leg to come down. So these stocks will come down with the stock market. And if you look at the S&P 500 wave count or any of the stocks, you'll understand where we're at with that. We can look at the stocks also being bullish as well with a wave 1, but this here lingers as well. We've got 2 counts. So anyway, this is really just a safety measure at this point, and it has kept us a bit safe with crude oil. So when we look at, I'm just going to move this over to here. When we look at crude oil, last time we spoke, we could count down, the bigger picture here is the A, the B, and the C wave down here. We could count down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then squash wave 5 in here. But as I said last time we spoke and the time before, I wasn't really happy with any of this. I know we could have counted as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, but it just felt and counted better as a corrective pattern pulling back to where it should. And now it's breached new lows here for this as well. So what we can do here, there's about 3 ways I can rejig this around here. Okay, so, and that means that basically moving wave 5 to here and wave C to here. But because of this situation with the energy sector here, I'm still not happy putting in a low here. I know we can count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and have a low in here. So what we'll do at this point is we're not going to go long or do anything like that at the moment. We'll just wait for this, and we'll do the same thing again here for the meantime. So we've got this area up here, the 50-60%. So the reality is that the market can move up here in an ABC pattern here and find that as resistance and move down here. If we get a classic trading levels pattern here, well, then we will go long at that point. Okay, so that will be, it'll look like this, and we'll go long at that point there, and that would be in line with the gas market moving higher as well. And what else did I want to say about that? Okay, yeah, I mean, to go long here, it's just really this pattern here, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC. So we'll need that pattern there. That's how we're going to go long, because I can see how I can extend this down further as well to the downside. So I just want to be a bit careful about all of this. So we'll just wait for the right setup, and that will be that. Now, natural gas, last time we spoke, we were looking at this low here with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here. I've labeled it wave A. It's possible to have it as wave 1, but that takes us pretty high, you know, up above the $20 mark at least, or thereabouts. So I've gone for the A wave and the B wave here, and the reason I've done that for is because of its history here, the way it behaves, but we'll change it if necessary along the way. We're also looking to, just to go over my mistakes, is that we were looking for this top here wasn't a problem, but we're looking at this as a possible A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down here. Now that it's taken out the top here, and in fact we look to go long just above this top here, so we can now remove this here and call in wave B over here. So I'm going to remove that, and that, and I'll just leave that for the time being and shaping that up in a moment. Now there's two things here. It's possible to count this move up here as wave 1 here. It's also possible to count from this low here all the way up here for wave 1 as well up here, so putting wave 1 up here. So we're going to track both counts. We're going to track a count that takes us up as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then that will have a deeper correction. But we'll also track this where we have wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then up for 1 and back for 2 here, which will be a shorter move down. Because I also know too that now that the wind has been taken out of the sails by hitting the number 1 up here, the 1 is the strongest number, we may not pull back down as far as you think that we will. So we'll just look at two retracement levels here. So we'll look at well, let's go and have a look, shall we? So we're on the 2K and the 100. So they've both got different counts. One of them has got wave 1 to here, with wave 2 to here, and that would leave this wave 1 here and this wave 2 here. I'll just make that a bit smaller, and that would make that would come up a bit higher up here for that. So that would basically be, you know, it doesn't matter tracking 2 counts, you know, it's okay, it's not a big deal. It'll be good for us because one will come back to this point, and technically the other one would come back to this point. So that's a big difference, isn't it? So that's why we're going to monitor this. So one can take us back to here, and one can take us back to this point. So I think that's interesting enough to track that. So that's what we're going to do. There's a couple of things here, because you can count 5 waves up into this move here. You have a look at that. So we're going to do both counts. So we'll go to the 2K first, and then the 100. So just to get our bearings, that's the A wave, the B wave here. In this count here, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and from the 4th here, we'll be looking up for the 5th here to make 1 and pulling back for wave 2 over here. Okay, within this here, we'll look at this on the 100 tick chart in a moment, but there's 5 waves in that move, so that's 1 and 2. We looked at being long above that move because that would be that's the point that we would be wrong. And then the next move up here, we'll take a closer look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to pull back for wave 1 and 2. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, 4th wave, and 5th wave. So you can see that we're going to come above the 10, and we're going to have a series of 1s and 2s here. And that doesn't really matter which count that you want to look at, you know. So anyway, this is this count where we have wave B here, going up all the way up for 1 and back for 2 over here. So the deeper correction in that space. And on the 100 ticks, it's this is how I've counted the 5 waves up here. Let me just get in a little bit more. So I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C for 4 here, up for 5 to make 3, 4, and then up for 5. But I know that you could extend this up into the third wave here, but I've counted this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for wave 1 here, coming back for wave 2 here, and then go from this wave 2, we go up here for 5 waves up here for wave 1 and back for wave 2. So we're going to have a shallower retracement in here. So we'll do more work on this, and we'll try to understand all this a little bit better and try to get a clearer answer for that. But it doesn't hurt to track both counts, and that's what we'll do for the meantime until proven otherwise. So here it's pretty clear. Here we've got 1 here and ABC for 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, 4 and 5 for 1, ABC for 2 here, and then you can see a pretty clear 5 wave structure coming into play here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and going up for 5. So we should see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're quite close, but doesn't really matter too much. But the thing is that you're going to see an ABC pattern come back from this low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that will give you another opportunity to go long at, or you could just, doesn't really matter, you could also just buy at the 50-60% retracement level in this case because of all the impulse waves to the upside. So I'm just taking that to 950 there. And I'll put that, normally I'd go to the 50%, but I'm going to go to the 40% to the 61.8%. And if you want to pick up a position in here, it doesn't have to be humongous. That would be sensible because we've got 5 waves here. Yeah, and just to get an image of this in the brain cells, so we've got this first 5 waves, and then we're going to have from wave 2 up to wave 3. Here we want 5 waves. We've got wave 1 and 2 here, so there'll be wave 3, 4 and 5 here, and then 4 and then 5, and then in this case the A, the B, the C wave pulling back to this leg. If it's the other wave 1 up here, we're going to be pulling back deeper over here. Remember, this is the strongest number, 1, so it's not going to go too far from this space, but it's a pretty wild product gas at the moment, and there's limited supply at the moment, you know, with Russia having a big chunk of it and Iran having another big chunk of it, you know, and the US has only got about 5% of it or something. Anyway, that's gas. So copper, I'm thinking that, as I mentioned last time, we should also view it in line with gold as well. So I don't have a nice 5 wave structure down here just yet, so I'm just going to wait. And the trick was to look at this coming down here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C. That might be the top of the B wave here, but it's not big enough yet. If this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, then we want an A and a B and a C. So next time we look at this, we'll probably have this will mature more, and we'll have a place to put the B wave in, and we can look to go long over this side. But I need to confirm that first. Yeah. I'll just leave it at that, and that's that. So just a quick tour of commodities today. So cheers.